Tunaongelelea vitu tatu: septic tank, biodigester na pit latrine. Ile kitu yenye iko, wacha tu discuss kwanza septic tank. Septic tank ni njia moja ya waste management whereby maji inaingia, inaseparatiwa from scum na nini na sludge, alafu maji inaweza kutoka inaenda kwa outlet, inaingia kwa shamba huko kwa garden. Alafu kama ni biodigester sana sana inafai work mali kuna waste mingi sana inakuanga mali kuna wanyama, kama ukiangalia sketch yangu. So ina separate maji, ina separate scum na sludge, zote zina decompose kabisa, alafu zinatoka, kuna kuwa na biogas, alafu kuna collecting tank ya nini mahali penye pia unaweza taka kama unataka ku recycle maji. Alafu sasa kuna pit latrine. Pit latrine ni ile unatupa tu mdogo mdogo hapo hivyo, unaachilia tu direct kwa shimo yenye imechimbwa kwa mchanga, sawa? So hizi ni njia tatu za waste management. Tumia either of them na utafanya nini? Kazi safi.
Hello guys, welcome back to Get Tech Interior. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much. And then thank you for the 2,300 subscribers that have surpassed in the last week. I appreciate your efforts so much. So today we are going to talk about two things. There's a difference between a biodigester and a septic tank, of which those are where the waste from toilets at the end of the day they always go to stay there. So we are going to talk the disadvantages and the advantages for these both two, of which I preferably most to advise my client is to go with is this the digital way, of which is a biodigester. So I'm going to give you both the quotation for biodigester and the cost, and then you will have to see to compare which at your end you can see which you can go with. So in terms of a biodigester, it is now the popular way that people are going with, because that thing is very eco-friendly towards the environment. It has a lot of let's say a lot of advantages in terms of when you are constructing it. So let's start by a biodigester. A biodigester is a sealed system that uses microorganisms to break down organic waste like human waste or agricultural residue, agricultural residue. So let's venture into, let's say, human waste, of which the human waste is the one that at the end of the day, when you have let's say maneuver here and there, you have something, at the end of the day you'll have to use to remove that human waste. So we are going to talk where the end product of where that human waste goes. So in terms of let's say in terms of biodigester, when those human waste start from the toilets, there's directed towards, let's say, through pipes going towards either a biodigester or it goes through the septic tank. So let's say about septic tank, when it enters towards the septic tank, it will stay over there until when it stay in a septic tank, it's like something that is of a square or a rectangular, which is dug going out downward. It has to be cemented, everything, it has to be covered so that and then it covers a very wide space so that you can have at least a bigger storage capacity for your residue. So whenever you have that waste, it overstays there until the period you'll have to see it. Maybe maybe until the period that we'll have to see that it has maybe come up to full, so that you'll have to call, there's some these vehicles that come and then they load it and then they go to offload it somewhere. So in terms of that one, that is now the disadvantage, of which, imagine you have constructed that septic tank, and then you have the labor that has went there, the material, there are so many, the cost and the time, it's so much, and then in terms of it has occupied a very big space. So you see, and then in, let's say, each and every year, let's say a period, let's just give it a year, it will depend how frequently or how high the capacity, the carrying capacity of your family, the family capacity. If you are 2 people, it will take at least long. If you are 10 people, of which the duration it will not have been the same as the one which have 2 people. So imagine a yearly, let's say that thing costs like 5,000. Imagine each year you just come to use it, to call a guy, come, and then he remove, come. So you can see that is that wastage of money. But when you have a biodigester, that thing is a guarantee a lifetime. So it will depend how specialized or how it will be. So in terms of this, let's say small house is something that is measured of 1.5 circular. I think that there you understand circular. In terms of let's say commercial or some big homestead or somewhere, you must start with 2 meters going upward. That one, because it has to be big enough. And then when you have, it's just a biodigester is something that is a whole, either circular or even a rectangular or a square. So whenever, but we prefer to use a circular one, because circular one, it has got its own advantages. So it's something that is going up downwards, let's say like 5 feet by the circumference of 5 feet. When you are digging, you must make sure you are digging a circumference of 5 feet, going up downward, of which it will be even 5 feet. And then the other one, I've told you, it goes at the, let's say, the carrying capacity, how it will be. So you can see that is it will be. And then we'll have to do, let's say, like the soak pit. Soak pit, you will have to do like 6 feet squared, going downwards to be 8, at least 8. That one, because if you do 8, this when you'll be calling, let's say, for the hardcore, you'll have to use only 1 vehicle. I think that one is I think it's understandable. And then after there, you'll have to build it, you'll have to do everything. So the importance of let's say, what is the importance of biodigester? It is environmental sustainability. You can see environmental sustainability. It can sustain everywhere, the environment, everything. It can cope with everything that is used. And then it is waste reduction, because it's just a matter of when the waste comes into that particular cycle thing, the waste, it will be break down into water, and then that water, it will be carried into that soak pit. It has got, you can have two outlet. One, you can use it, let's say, for the, if you want to purify it, so that you can use it in terms, you can even use it to drink that water, or you can use it in terms of farming. So, or you can just draining going downward. So if you want to use it, let's say, in terms of farm, it has its own channel. If you want to use it in terms of drinking, it has got its own channel. And then if you want to just going just to the earth, you can just build a soak pit. And then in terms of odor control, you can see there's bad smell. You will have to, I think that one you will have to less worry, because that thing, it's something that is break down through those chemicals. So that is 100%. You'll have not to have those bad smell coming out on that particular biodigester. And then in terms of cost effective, I think if you have to do the budget estimate of a biodigester, this normal one, it ranges from 80,000 to 120. So this 120, maybe it depends with the location, but more so from 80,000 to 120, depending the space, or depending maybe the duration, the drainage of your land, because even drainage matters a lot in terms of that biodigester. So let's give it to that 80 to that 80 to 180 to 120, it comprises of with the labor. If you can give me, let's say like that 80,000, you are good to go. Nothing I will have to call you, or nothing I will have to tell you that this and this, it is let's say of less, but and then it can be more. It will depend, or it will vary. I think there's something that my clients, or some clients don't understand. When someone tells you that this house or this particular thing, it's a range of 10, it is of 80 to 120. Most of our client, or some people, take that lowest percentage of it is 80,000. They don't go to this 180,000, 120,000. So I will advise my client to go with that. So I can advise my client to go with that highest, let's say in terms of 120, to be on a safer side, because you can't know, anything can happen. So that if I've told you, like, you can even, let's say it can be, let's say 120. If you have that 120, we can just come, and then we have to see the price, everything, and then we'll determine the price. But you have this, let's say like this 80,000, this one you'll have to force everything to go with. But whenever someone tells you, try to have something that like an added value, so that whenever a time anything can happen, you can be told by your technician or your engineer to add at least some amount due to some problem. So I think up to there, guys, I think from up to there I can give you the quotation that is needed for this particular biodigester. So first, it is wire mesh. You'll have to buy 3 wire mesh, of which I can advise my client to go with the heavy gauge, of which there will be 3. Plywood, I'll have to go with 3 pieces, and then waste pipe, you'll have to have 1 piece, of which that will be of which I can even advise to go with a heavy gauge, so that is 1 piece. Waste T 4-inch, you'll have to have 3 pieces. Waste cap 4-inch, you'll have to have even 3 pieces. Tangid, that is 100 ml, 1 piece. Polythene bag, you can have like 8 meters. Binding wire 2 kg. D10, you'll have to have 4 pieces. D8, you'll have to have 2 pieces. Ordinary nails, you can have, let's say 3-inch, 1/2 kg. And then waterproof, you can have it like 8 pieces, 8 kgs. And then by digestive enzyme, you can have to have 500 grams. And then hardcore, you can have 1 lorry. And then there's ballast, of which I can advise my client to go with those ballast, of which that the chips, you can call it chips. You can have it, let's say, for like a 4 ton. So I think with that one you'll have and then I've forgotten to write cement. You'll have to have it like cement will have to have it like 10 pieces, of which it will be enough to finish your project. So I think up to there, make sure you subscribe, like, share and comment. Let's meet on the next video, God willing. Bye bye.